All right, so to recap, last week we actually talked about drawing zones and we just did some basic things on the chart. So, Kia, did you get everything set up? Did you get your Tradeovate set up all the way? And did you get your trading view like set up like with the pay plan?
I
Did
don't
you
have the pay plan yet, but I did the trade of eight. Well, I did pay which one was it? The trading view.
okay, so you paid the trading view or Tradeovate? Do you know the difference?
Hold on. Where's my? Yeah. The trading view.
Okay, so you pay for the paid subscription?
Yes, the monthly.
Okay, yep, like for like
The essentials
$15.
monthly. Yes.
Okay, okay, so that's good. And then you set up your trade of eight, right?
Yes.
Did it get approved or did they say did you have any issues?
I don't think I had any issues.
Okay. Well, if you did, so it's not, did they say like we're waiting? Like you have to wait for approval or something like that?
No, but I'll double check to see.
Okay. So right now though, when you try to get in, does it say you have an account? Like you actually can see something?
Yes.
Sure. Oh, okay. Well, good, good, good. So now your next step would be, and you don't have to do it now though, but your next step would be to fund it. So basically any amount of money you put in it. So we would need that to be funded because when you actually start trading live, you're gonna want to connect the two. So that's how we do it. We connect Trade of Eight to Trading View, and we do it like through here. Can you guys see my screen? So if I was to say, let me go to trade, press trade here, you guys can see right here it says Trade of Eight. So if I press that, that's how it's going to connect Trade of Eight to Trading View, and we're going to take our trades off of Trading View, if that makes sense. So and this to be able to do this, it actually costs money. So they charge for this. So we will want to fund our account because if you fund your account, then you don't have to pay because Trade of Eight basically pays for you just by you being a member. It's free. So if you don't have Trade of Eight, it'll be a fee, like a $10 fee. So when you're ready though, we're gonna have to do that. It's gonna be just a few more key things that you'll have to do in order to be ready to trade in real life. But for now, you're good. Um, so I'm going to not press that. I'm gonna go paper trading. So here's what's on our agenda today. Um, so last week we did talk about we talked about charting, right? Meaning drawing our levels, drawing our zones. I know some people send me the screenshots of their zones, and I do want to look over them. Yvonne, you send me your stuff, so let's go over that quick. I'm gonna share this. Let me put this, open this and then share it fully. Sorry, y'all, my desktop is control. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. Dang, can't, it's hard to see. I'm gonna stop. I'm not sure that. Um, I'm gonna go back to, I'm gonna exit out of here, go back to my thing. Okay, so, but Yvonne, your stuff, if I look at it kind of right now, I guess it's keep coming on the screen. I would say for you, I know it's blurry, but we are going to also go back through after you make your initial 4 hour zones, and everybody should be on their desktop. Put it in the chat if you are on your desktop, on your phone. Tell me what kind of device that you are tuning in from because that's gonna matter. Because I want this to be working, like a working workshop that you get hands-on experience, and it's not just me talking. You actually get to click around and do stuff. Put it in a chat if you can, if you're not working. But I need to know because it's important. Because when you draw these levels, this is where your money is going to be made. Because if your levels are not right, you can lose money, period. The better your levels are, the better you can trade. Okay, Kia, you said you're from a laptop. You're the only one saying anything in the chat. Okay. Oh, Rashad, you here? Okay. I was just thinking about you. Like, where's Rashad? Okay, you're on the desktop. Perfect. Okay. Um, I want you guys to be on the desktop while you are charting. As you get better at it, you can chart on your iPad, you can chart on your phone. That's only if you absolutely have to, but it will be best to do it on a laptop or a desktop. Okay, so after you do it with your 4 hour, like with your you made all of these zones on your 4 hour. You want to go through and see where did I miss anything. So draw your levels through like we did last time. Draw your levels through. Let me get off of her picture. Hold on. Oh, I gotta clean this desktop. It's so bad. Okay, so go through there. So one thing you can do is you can do a top-down analysis. You can even start from the day. You can start from the day. Your zones are going to be bigger, but let's just say I'm on MCL, which is oil right now, a whole different thing. And this one kind of runs crazy. But let me just remove all these little drawings. But you can even go on the daily chart up there and start drawing your levels. And then as you draw the levels on the day, then you drop down to the 4 hour and draw your levels on the 4 hour, so and so. But for now, I taught y'all how to do it on there. And later on today, we're gonna work on this more. This is just like a quick overview, okay? Hold on. Over the shoulder. Okay, I'm just trying to see what I could. I don't know how y'all see me or what. I don't know if you can, how this goes. Okay, so are we recording this? Let me make sure I'm recording. Okay, it's recording. All right, so that was just a quick overview. What I really want to talk about today is a few key things. Rashad, you've been trading for a while, so you probably already know these things. But today I want to really get to the basics of you guys understanding the different session types. Does anybody here put it in the chat if you thought or if you ever heard of different sessions in trading, like different trading sessions? Because as a beginner, you just assume that trading is trading, like it's all one thing, when really it's not. There's different sessions. It's just like different times a day that we do certain things. Kia, you have heard of different session types? And with the different sessions, they behave differently and they move differently. So, and they're not equivalent. So different sessions, like for one, Asian session, London session. So these are the three that I pay the most attention to. I don't know if there's more or not, but here's what I pay attention to. So Asian, London, and New York. New York has the most volume. Period, point blank. It moves the fastest. The candles are way bigger. It's just more momentum, and you can make more money during New York in a faster amount of time. That's why people like the New York session. However, the New York session is not very, very long. It's like a work day, if you ask me. Um, but I guess it could be longer. But the way that I look at it, from like 8:30 to 3, because I used to trade options, it's like a work day. So if you're gonna trade New York session, it's gonna be between like more than likely you're gonna be at work when you are trading New York session, unless you work overnight or something like that. So that's a kind of like a con when you are trading a New York session. Now, another session that I like is the London session. Let's go on. Let me see if I'm gonna just go to MNQ. Another, oh, I'd be trading. Remove all these drops. Okay, so another session that I like is London session. Now, London session is okay, let me just go back. Let's start from slow to fast, the Asian session. The Asian session is going to be slow. It's going to be slow. What time does Asian session start? I don't ever trade it that much, but it's like I think it starts at 7 p.m. EST, and then it goes to maybe about 12 p.m. or something. Whatever it is, it's slow. So you're not going to have a lot of volume. The sessions that I like London session because the strategy that I'm going to show you, sometimes I will wake up at 5 in the morning and I'll look at the chart on my phone and the strategy is right there staring me in the face and it's easy money. I can get on my phone and literally make a few $100s while I'm still half asleep in the bed because I have a specific strategy and it's looking at me right in the face. So all I got to do is literally press a button and make the money because I understand that. Okay, so that's London session. That's about I like to do that between like 5 a.m and about 8 a.m. That's the London session for me. And then New York is the 8:30 to like, let's just say with futures, it's about to 4 because futures close at 4. So I'm just not going into full detail, but these are the different session types. So you can write that down just so you can kind of understand. So here's another little key thing, not just being on the charts, understanding the market and understanding trading. For me, when I was working a job, I had to make trading work for my life. So I used to trade when I first started trading, I used to trade at 8. I used to trade New York session and I would be driving to work or whatever. So that's a thing where I just had to figure it out. I had to trade while at work, run to the bathroom. However you gotta get it, you gotta get it. However you gotta do it. But then there's another session where once I learned about it that I can trade before work. I like that. I really did like it. It was a much slower session, but I still had an opportunity to trade because I had a job that I actually couldn't even try to trade before work because I had to focus so hard at my job. So those are pros and cons. And then like the Asian session, I do sometimes like the Asian session if you want to stay in a trade for a long term. So say for instance you want to be a swing trader. And what is a swing trader? If you guys don't know, so swing traders is multiple different type of traders. This is something that I don't have written down, but so a swing trader, you can write this down. Swing traders, they stay in plays longer, a few hours, right? Sometimes they stay for a few days or a day or whatever. They're swinging from the low to the high or from the high to the low. That's where they're targeting. And most of the time they trade off of the higher time frame, like the 4 hour time frame. Okay. And then we have we go to intraday traders. Now those people are trading for let's just say 1 to 2 hours or they trading just they're holding to the end of the day or wherever. They're in the trades for a few hours. Okay. I used to be one of those. Then we have the scalpers. They're in trades from seconds to minutes. Now I actually do a lot. That's crazy. I do a lot of all three now. I started off as an intraday and then I moved to a scalper and now I'm transitioning to swing, but yet I still scalp and sometimes I still intraday. But as you grow, I've been at this for a while, but as you grow, you'll start to see like, oh, I can do the same strategy in this way because everything that I'm doing, what's crazy about all of that is everything that I'm doing is still based off of this same one strategy that I'm gonna show y'all that I've been trading for all these years. It's the same thing. Only thing that is different is that I am moving it from different time frames. So I'm doing the same strategy. If I'm doing it on a 4 hour, that means I'm swinging it. If I'm doing it on a 5 minute, that means I'm scalping it or intraday, or if I'm doing it on 15 minute, I'm intraday. Like different time frames are going to mean different things based on this strategy. So you can decide what kind of trader you want to be. So let me ask you guys that. Put it in the chat if you know what kind of trader you want to be. Let's choose from swing trader, meaning you stay in for some days and you actually don't do much. After you place your trade, you pretty much are just letting it go. You set your stop loss and you letting it go. And you might manage your risk while moving your stop loss up as your trade moves in profit, like that. But put it in the chat. What kind of trader do you want to be? That's important. Do you want to be a scalper, meaning you only want to stay in for a few seconds to minutes? Do you want to be a swing trader? Stay in for a few days. Do you want to be an intraday trader? Will you stay in for a few hours? So Rashad says scalper, day trader. So you want to stay in, Rashad, for what's the longest amount of time you would like to stay in a trade? Like, do you got a max? Do you got a max that you're like, I'm not staying in for no 4 hours? Or Galen, you want to be a scalper? Okay. Okay, good. Max 4 hours. Okay. Got you. Yep, scalp and day trader. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Okay. Y'all in the perfect spot. Swing, but I'll scalp for don't action in between. For some action in between. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. Day trader would be my second option. So what was your first option, Keely? You want to be a scalper? Okay. You guys, I want to know this for my own personal reasons. Put in the chat why you guys are choosing scalping, because everybody put a scalp in some form. I'm a scalper too. I do like scalping too. But put in the chat what it is about scalping that interests you the most. For fun, see, Tyler, this is the thing too. You don't want to come to trading trying to have fun. Go, you got to play a video game or something if you want to have some fun. This is money. This is not the casino either. You do not come here for fun. I'm telling you this right now. Do not come here for fun unless you're trading with a lot of little money and you just playing around. But for those of us or people who want to really make some real money at this, because you can, if you get serious about it, you really can, and you can change your trajectory in your life. You can really change your life. But you can't come to it with I'm playing around. You got to come to it like this is serious. It's like a career in real life or a second job that you make a lot more money in a lot less time. But don't come here for fun. You got to go play a video game for that. But it is fun to make money that fast. It is. It is exciting. But don't we can't play with it like a game for real. It's serious. Because if you play with too much money and you lose that money, it's gonna not be fun real quick. Real quick. So Rashad said, give me the money. That's why you in it. It's for the scalping. Uh, and Eve says, life too busy, in and out. Got it. Perfect. Kia said, because it would be easier for me with my baby. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect. I need to get in and out while working. Yep, good. Fun for me is winning. I don't plan to lose. Okay. I don't plan for you to lose either. As long as you stick with me and do what I'm telling you to do when I teach you the strategy, then you're gonna be good to go. But at the end of the day, it's gonna still require dedication. I mean, the strategy is pretty easy, but it's gonna require dedication to really get it down. One of the worst things I see people do is try a strategy. It don't work the first day because of whatever reason it don't work, and then they stop and they switch. Oh, I'm not that's the worst thing you can do. You cannot keep, well, not you, Tyler, but people. You can't keep strategies hopping. You can't. If you do that, you're never gonna learn something and you're never gonna really get your footing in trading. You gotta pick one and stick with it so that you can break it down. So if it does lose, you're like, huh, why did this lose? You really like investigating at this point. And that's how I ended up getting to where I am in my trading career because I stopped strategy hopping. I really never strategy hopped, but I was trying to do what I saw other people doing. And I started going away from my one strategy, and then it just wasn't working. And then I had to ask myself, why, when I started winning, when I won the most, what was I doing? Oh, I was doing that one strategy. That's when I won the most. When I went back to that and started perfecting that, that's when I start to see consistent wins. Okay. So you want to make sure that you tapped all the way into there. All right. Anyway, moving along. So from there, now let's talk about candlesticks because a lot of you guys are super brand new. And like I said, Rashad, you just got to bear with us and pretend like go back to the basics because you're the only one that kind of have more understanding of trading. But I'm going to start from the bare basics. I'm going to assume that you don't know anything. Everybody here, I'm going to assume that you don't know anything. So we're going to go to with the candlesticks, the basics, understanding the open and the close, the green and the red. It's obvious that when we are on a green candle, to us, it's obvious that that means it's going up, right? And with the red, it's obvious that it's going down. But we understand what these candles are actually saying. In one of the courses, if you guys would have, like, if you looked at the course in the first part, it's explaining the candlesticks. So basically, with the green candlesticks and these little parts of the candle, let's just get one of these, a big one, I guess. No, let's do this one. You can see my screen. We're looking here on this candle right here. So those little things that's hanging out the end, and actually, I didn't even know all these details when I first started trading, but I'm just being a teacher here, and I didn't have a teacher. So anyway, this wick, this is called a wick. The little piece that's hanging out of here is called a wick. The little piece that's hanging out of here, right here, that's called a wick too. That's the top wick and the bottom wick. So what this candle is saying to us is that price came, this was the low, okay? And then this part, this is the open of the candle right here, okay? Because it's gonna open, it came down here and it opened down here, okay? And then the lowest that it came was here. And then the highest that it got was here. And now this is the close of the candle. It closed green because it closed higher than it started. Okay. And the opposite is for the red, if that makes sense. It's pretty intuitive. You can understand that. But it closed green because it closed higher than it started. So it started down here. When this candle started forming, it started down here. It started right here. This little thing. Let me see if my crosshairs, if I can get it off. Let's see if I can take off this crosshair. And this, I could just only have this nice crosshair. I don't really know if I can get it off. Shoot. Nope. Status line. Visible mouse. Where is it at? Dang. Oh no. I can't find it, but I was trying to get this crosshair thing off so that it's easier for me to actually be able to show y'all stuff. Okay, so anyway, so price opened here and then it pulled back. Well, the lowest that it got was this wick right there. And then the same thing here. The highest that it got was up there where that wick is at. And then when it closed right here. So if you notice, this is how you know. If you notice, when it closed, that means the next candle is forming. You see where it closed right here is matching the same spot right here because once it closed, this one opened. Okay, and then it pulled back here and yada yada. And that's the same thing with the red candles. Same thing. But this time it's the opposite, right? So it opened right here and then it closed down here. So whenever it closes lower than it started, it's gonna be red. When it closes higher than it started, it's gonna be green. Okay, and then those wicks show you the highest that it was, the lowest that it was. That's all that is. Okay, just so you can understand the basics of the open and close thing. So when now this goes into when we are making our levels. Remember what I was telling y'all last week when we are drawing levels. We looking for price to be like even at somebody. You see all of these, like how they all opened around the same area. Like a lot of them are touching the same area, right? Because that signifies that that's a strong level. Okay. So now you can understand that part. Why we are drawing levels like that, because it signifies that this is a level that is strong. Something is important here. That all of these are touching this same area. Is something about this. That's all that that's saying. And when you're looking at those candlesticks like that. And then we're not going to get into this, but for the most part, these candlesticks also they tell things. Like they can tell you things. So like the way a wick is formed and all of that. These candlesticks have names. I don't really go too far into that, needing that for this strategy, but that's just an idea when you start hearing about like the bullish engulfing candle and all of that stuff, they have names and they kind of give you signals on things when you can see how a candle is forming. Like for example, this candle right here, this doji, these candles that look like a little T, it's like a doji, like an indecision candle. So price couldn't tell what it really wanted to do, but this long wick was it showed us something that this was a strong level. It bounced. So you can move forward, like as you start to get more into your trading career. This is just ideas to keep in mind. Like, okay, I'm just putting the basics in your mind right now about those candlesticks, but you do not need to know all of that. I'm just informing you right now. All right. Um, so now let's talk about bullish and bearish. So you're going to hear those terms a lot when it comes to trading. I don't know if anybody here is taking notes or anything, but you should if you want to remember this stuff. But bullish and bearish, you're going to hear that a lot. So all bullish means is that price is going up. Like when we say we're bullish, that means on a higher time frame too. This is how I say it. I don't know what everybody else in their lingo is, but when I refer to bullish, that means on a higher time frame is looking like it should be heading up, that we should start going up. And trending is different than just being bullish though. A trend is different. So when I say for instance, we're bullish here on a higher time, on a 4 hour chart, we're bullish. So now that I'm thinking we're bullish because I expect us to go up. Now on the lower time frame, I'm going to be looking for buys. And buys and all what trading is buys and sells, as you guys can see on my chart. A buy means I think I'm going up because you want to buy it to go up so you can sell it. And then a sell means I think price is going to go down, so I want to sell it. And then later on, what to exit the trade, I buy it. Those are the opposites. So sell means I think price is going down, boom. And then buys mean I think price is going up. So with this trade that I'm going to teach you guys, it's only for buys. It's only for buys with this one particular strategy. Okay. So just want to put that in your mind. It's only for buys. Okay. What else? Okay, yeah. So bullish and bearish, it just really means the energy of the market. Okay. If we're heading up, if we are heading down. And then also like you could say bullish, it don't have to only be on a higher time frame. It could be on a lower time frame. You like, yeah, that looked like a bullish candle. Like, yeah, we bullish right here. But it just means that going up. That's all it means. And bearish means going down. And it's a whole reason why they call it that. And from my research on like where they get these names from, because I'm nosy like that. I guess it means the bulls. I guess this is what I think. And if I'm not wrong, basically the bulls, you know how bulls ram like this, go up. Guess that's why we're going up. And bears, they walk down all four, hands and legs, whatever. So, and they going down. That's the whole premise of it from what I researched. Okay. So now, um, what I want to do on here, I think I already shared that with y'all about these time frames. And then look here on these candles. Everybody already should have their different candlesticks here, but these are the different candlesticks. You can see a whole bunch of different things. Also, a lot of people like to use Heikin-Ashi. What the fuck? That's crazy. Look at these people live by me. Um, you know what? I'm gonna leave that one. Let me just go on these time frames. Okay, everybody should already know, most people, but like I said, I am assuming that you don't know anything, so you just gotta bear with me. If you already know this, just stick with me because I gotta let the people know who don't know anything. Okay, so with these different time frames. Like I was saying before, if I ever mention this, these different time frames are these different candles mean different things. Okay. So as you can see, the candles look the same, but they have way more room. So on a monthly, you're going to see this month, these candles are going to have way more range. They everything looks the same. It looks, but they don't. Like these numbers are going to be way bigger, way bigger. So if you were to do a trade where, like a lot of y'all was saying that y'all busy in and out, so you think you want to scalp because you're busy, right? But whole time, if you busy, really, it would be smart to also swing trade. It would be smart to do that because guess what? You don't got to look at it and you can catch a bigger move. You can make more money with less and not have to do nothing. You can literally be like one of the things I like to do when I'm trading options is I like to get into play on the at nighttime, like on the weekend, right over before the weekend and I'm holding the trade for maybe 2 days and I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. All I am doing is looking at the chart one time and seeing it on a higher time frame where price is trying to go, and then I'm entering the trade and living my life. And all I do on Monday or Tuesday is press the button and get my money. So that is another way. So I know like theoretically scalping seem like I'm busy, I only want to scalp, but scalping will still take it takes it needs your mind to be able to find and locate those trades. Yes, it does. But at the same time, swing and you get I like scalping too. You can get money because the stock market is full of money. So even small moves, you still get a lot of money. So I'm not gonna knock scalping because I still do it every I only trade a few times a week anyway, but mostly trade only on one specific day, 1 to 2 days a week. But if you really wanted to make more money and do less, the larger time frames will be where the money is at. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Will you show how to swing? Yeah, I'm gonna show you how to swing. Let's go. Let's do that right now. Let's actually do that right now. How to swing because I'm gonna show you the different it's the same strategy. So let me start showing you the strategy, and then the strategy applies to all time frames. So when you swing, you're literally still doing the strategy, but you're just doing it on the higher time frame. Meaning, it's swinging is a little bit more scary because you got to trust. You got to it's more trust versus the scalping. You're in and out. Like you'll know you'll have your result right away. Versus with a swing trade, you got to wait days before you get your result, right? And you got to trust that you know what you know. Okay, so let me show you how to swing. Let's just say we're on the 4 hour chart. Because it's the same strategy. I'm gonna show y'all the strategy and how to go down. This strategy goes from every single time frame. The higher you are, that will be making you swing if you do the strategy. The lower you are, that will be qualified as a scalp. But still in all, it's the same thing. It's the I can't even say it. It's just like a ponytail is a ponytail. No matter what kind of rubber band you put up. Like I don't even know how to really explain it because it's still the same thing no matter how we slice it. So here is let me just move this. Okay, on the 4 hour time frame, here's our strategy because I was going to show y'all this today and then show y'all how to swing trade, well, not swing trade it, but how to back test it. Okay, all of this is in the program too. All of this is already in the program for those who got the thing. All right, so with our strategy, everybody should have this indicator on your chart. If you don't have it on your chart, put it on your chart. It's the CCI. Everybody here paid to learn this strategy, so utilize it. Okay, so all we're looking for on this strategy is, hold on, is this the fire drill? Hold on. Okay, that's strange. Things are happening. All right, so the CCI. Only thing I'm looking for when I'm doing a strategy on any time frame is I'm looking for this thing is called overbought or oversold in regards to this strategy. So this is our CCI. It's similar to RSI, but something about it is different. If you try to use a regular RSI, it's not going to work out for it. It's just not the same. Something about it is different. And CCI means Commodity Channel Index. All I'm doing is looking for it to become down here. This is called oversold. And when something is oversold because the stock market is it got to correct itself. When something is oversold, it has to come back up. Just like when something is overbought up here. This is what this indicator does. Let me make it bigger. Whenever it's overbought up here, it's called overbought. Whenever we get above this line, it's actually the line should be like a 100 line. This 100, whenever we get above here, that is telling me that price has gone pretty much too far. So now it has to correct itself. So now, whenever it's up here, I can expect at some point it's gonna fall back down under here. And then the same thing. Whenever it gets down here, I can expect at some point it's going to start trying to push back up, right? And now you have to just connect it. And this is where the strategy is going to work. However, you just would need to also combine the two with our levels. So you'll know when it's been to work and when it's not, because if it, you guys will see, you'll be able to understand like, oh, when it doesn't work, you'll be able to see like, oh, that's why it's not working because it's not correlated with a level, yada, yada. So, but for now, here are the bare basics. We are only looking for price to be down here. Let me make this line. I'm always changing something. I'm gonna make this line. Let's make them white and we can see them a little better. And I'm gonna make it not dotted. And all I'm doing is changing what this thing look like. My dots are no longer dots, just so it can be easier for y'all to see. My dotted line. And if you got any questions in what I'm doing, you can definitely put it in the chat. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't did that because it looks kind of strange now. Let me undo. And look, I'm undoing it all. I'm just pressing Command Z to undo anything that I did. Okay. I guess I can one more time. Try to make it thicker. The lower fan. Can y'all see this thing easy? And I can make this one thicker. Do that. Oop, not that. I'm gonna make this one. Okay. Just try to make it thicker. No more of this dotted bottom line. Making that not dotted. Okay. Okay. All right. So this should be easier to see. Okay, so yep, all we looking for is down here. This is the simple, easiest thing. So we're looking for down here, looking for down here, looking for down here. So just that alone, when I first started trading, I really used to just use this, and it was one more thing I used to use these other two little things. But those two things actually come to a point. Let me see if they actually work still. They do, but you really don't need them. But let's see. I'm gonna put this ADX and the PPL. And let's just see how this is going to be. Put this up, put this one above here. Okay. So, okay, this works for now. This is what y'all can see. And this is, I would call this training wheels. Training wheels, but at the same time, you really don't need them. But I'm going to use this just for reference, okay? So all I would look for in the beginning, and you can use this as a training wheel, and especially it's good to see it on here. So all I would be doing was I'm looking for three things to happen all at once. Keep in mind, this is training wheels. I no longer use these two things because once you see this, you realize you don't even need this anymore. But it's good. A lot of beginners just still like to see it. Okay, so think about this. This is called the squeeze. All I would be looking for was when these two things come together, like a little pinch, and then this comes the CCI here is coming from being down here. Remember what I was saying? Oversold is coming up to hit this gray line. And when I see all three things, look, you see how they're all in a row? They're all happening at the same time. You see the pinch, the CCI, boom, is here. All three things are happening in a row. Guess what that tells me? Put it in the chat if you see, if you think you know what that would mean. What does that mean? Put it in the chat. Drop one here. See the pattern. I'm not even gonna tell y'all. Somebody need to tell me what this means. I'm dropping them all where I see them. What do it mean? Put it in chat. Breakout. Yep, but yes and no. That's not what I see when I see this. But yes, at the same time, you know you're a trader. You know about the breakout, but not only a breakout, but something even more simpler than a breakout. Because this ain't even a breakout yet. This ain't even a breakout yet. This ain't no clean breakout. Intraday. Nope, this ain't what I see. I don't know what that means. Oh, intraday breakout. Um, I don't know what you mean by that. But okay, since nobody can't tell me the basics of what this means is every time these three things happen, it means that price is about to go up. That is a breakout, but all the time, like the way this is setting up, it's not all the way like I guess you can call it a breakout. He said, but what? I don't really look at it as a breakout, but if that's what you want to call it, Rashad, it could be a breakout for you. But for me, all it means to me as a new trader, a brand new trader, all I need to know is when do I need to get in and when do I need to get out? So if I see all three of these things happening, I see these two little pinches, and then my CCI is happening all at the same time. Oh yeah, that is a signal to me that we are about to go up, and I need to be in the buy, in the trade to buy. So that alone, with me as a trader, that was enough for me to make $7,000. My what? I think it was like definitely in 1 week, and I was only trading live with my real money for about a week and a half because I paper traded for 2 months before that, for 2 whole months doing the same strategy for 2 months. And then when I said, okay, I would do the same strategy for 2 months on paper trade, and it was hidden. And so I said, okay, I'm ready for my real money. And then I put the money in and it was a hit. And I was a brand new trader, and people never really seen like, yeah, she really going crazy because I had something like this as a brand new trader. What do you mean the pinch? Right here, like look at my fingers. Like if they, I can't even do it. You don't see this? You don't see this, Yvonne? You see how these two, this one is coming down while this one is pushing up. If you bring them together, they coming together like squeezing. It's like a squeeze. Put it in chat if you see it. It's like a squeeze. These two, this one going down while this one pushing up. So this ADX, what this is a strength indicator. It's a strength indicator. So it is showing the strength. Yep. Okay. I see it. Perfect. So this is what I would do. This is on a 4 hour time frame. So imagine this. Imagine you see something like this on the 4 hour. That means every candle, like I said, every candle is 4 hours. And that means you are moving a lot of motion in this. So you will be in this trade for some days probably. So this was on the 30th. Imagine if you got in where you saw the pinch right here. Imagine and the CCI, all three things happening right here. Let's just say you got in here. Um, and let's just say you got in anywhere around here. And this is MNQ. So what I'm gonna do is do a replay because I'm not gonna calculate this money. I'm just gonna see, let's just say where this high is currently at. Let's just say it even. Oh, I need to go back more. I'm gonna just tell you how much you can make with one MNQ. And one MNQ is the equivalent of, why I can't go back further. It's the equivalent of $100. Why it cannot let me, oh, because it's too new. Because it's the current. I don't know. It ain't let me do it. So let me try to do back here. Let's just say we're back here. Let me try to do this one. Okay. Imagine I'm just gonna pretend like I'm getting in just so I can see how much money this would be worth. If I got in right here with one MNQ. Am I on paper trading? I would hate, yeah. I'm gonna say I would hate to be in on my own account with this. Um, TP. Oh my God, this is blowing me away. You see, just what I'm saying. Let's just say we're trying to get here and then stop loss, but you have to risk more. Yeah, this is a big risk. Or you can put it under here. You could put it under here. But this is what you could risk. This is what you $800. You when you swing trade with M and Q too. You don't want to swing trade without willing to you would need a larger stop loss because this is where your stop would need to be. Or if you wanted to break closer based off of your entry, let's just put it here underneath that last candle so it won't be too big just for this sake, right? You want to put it underneath that last 4 hour candle. And the max you could have made if you're taking it up, this is the strategy. Strategy is taking it up to meet match up here. $100 could have made $1,392 from your one MNQ contract trading this same strategy on a 4 hour. Now, it's easier said than done. You will be, because a lot of shit is going to happen within this whole thing, a lot of stuff is going to happen. So how many days did this happen? I'm gonna move the stop loss just so it can run and let's just see what's gonna happen. Bam. And then look, even then, your stop would have never even got touched, not even a little. Your stop never even came back. Never even came back. For those who trade, look how many ticks this is. Only one who else on here that actually traded futures. Rashad, I don't know if you trade futures or not, but this is 2,000. This is blowing me away. 2,271 ticks. 2,000. That's insane. And this is our strategy. So this is would be how you swing trade. How many days was this? This was March 9th. Let's just say we took it up. Let's just say on this last day. I know you lying. This was the same day. This was oh my God. Okay, let me see this date. March 9th. Let's just say this was still March 9th. It was 4 hours though. We on the 4 hour chart. March 9th. This one started the one that we got in, which we got in on the red candle. So that started March 9th at 5 a.m. and then it ended at March 9th at 5 p.m. So that was a 12-hour trade with $100 could have made you 1,300, almost 1,400. So when you swing trade, you can make a lot more with a lot less. But you also need to risk more, meaning your stop loss will need to be bigger because you have to put it in a place. Even though we would have been risking underneath this candle, we would have been risking $800. But as you can see, this is where our stop loss was at. So when I say risk, that means you're willing to lose 800. You're not trading with 800. You're willing to, if it came back down, you would be willing to lose 800, but you could have made 1,300. But even you getting in that trade, you got to trust your play. It never even came close to your stop loss. It didn't even come down, nowhere near it. So that was pretty much, I'm not gonna say it was free money. You got in with $100, but it just never came close to even taking you out of the trade. So pretty much it was kind of like free money for $100. Let's see, Rashad. So if the strategy only works going up, when at the top of the 100, you wouldn't sell to anticipate a pullback at the top of the 100? Yes, you would. At the top, exactly. Yes, you would. That's where your exit should be. Exactly. Yep. You need to sell. You need to sell. You need to sell when you start to get, as you can see, when price gets up here, you want to connect this strategy with price action. So when we are trading those levels and zones and stuff, when I had y'all drawing it, you want to connect this strategy to those levels. Okay. So let's see where this will pull back to. And when something like this happens, say for instance, you're in profit. Now you're in profit. When you want to trail your stop up, like I'm not giving back 2,000 ticks for it to come back and hit my stop loss. Now I'm gonna put my stop in profit. Now I made 777. I love that's my favorite number 7. Now I done made $700. If anything happened from here, I don't care. I made $700 and I invested $100. And I did that in 12 hours without doing nothing after pressing the button by learning this skill. So anyway, let's see how far it goes. But typically we would be trading this. Why did it pull back to this area? I don't want to get too far deep into like the level stuff, but you'll be able to see like why it's stopping right here. Because why? Look, it's a level right here. Remember what I was just teaching you about candlesticks. Look, it's flat. These things they're hitting the same areas. This is a level, right? Why did it pull back to this one specific spot? Because look, it's levels. Look at these candles, what I was just teaching you guys. These candles flat, the bodies of these candles are showing you that this is a level that should be respected. Look how they're matching on these levels. That level is matching with, and they don't have to be extremely precise, which is why we create zones. This one line is not gonna fully cover everything. So that's the reason why I have y'all drawing zones. And a zone is basically a level, but it's a bigger level, like it's an area of a level. And this line is just like one level, one price level. Okay, so this line does not cover every single thing. But your zone can be a better coverage, which is why we create them. But anyway, you will see price pull back to the same level. So now your stop loss will want to be where? Right underneath there. So now I'm in profit no matter what. Anyway, I'm not going to go too deep yet, but I'm just showing y'all what this strategy is. Okay. So, Tyler said, if it dips after you buy, how much should my stop loss be to make sure I don't get booted? Um, so you have to put your stop loss when you finish learning about the strategy, well, not the strategy, but you will have to put your stop loss based on the level. So the reason, like, if it dips before you buy, let me, you said before it, after you buy, how much should, so say for instance, down here, if we would have got in a trade down here, well, this is where we got in at. I had the stop loss right here underneath this candle. I had the stop loss should have been underneath this candle. And as you can see, it never came back. So when you enter the trade to buy it, you want to put your stop loss at a place that it makes sense. So based off of me doing this replay, since we got in right here, right? No, this was already done. We got in on this red candle. My stop loss should be underneath this last candle. But if I would have got in right here, my stop loss would have to be somewhere underneath here. And the way that I will find that level is to go to the left and look for a level that makes sense for me to have a stop loss under there. You got to go and find it. You see, look, now I found a level. Now I'm going to draw a level right here, and my stop loss will likely need to be underneath this level. And I'm gonna put I want to put something here if I can. I'm gonna put another color here to see. Well, no, let me just scoot over and see where price is actually hidden on this level. Where is it at? Okay, right here. So yeah, that's where your stop would have needed to be. If you would have got in down here, your stop needs to be underneath this level. If you would have got in right here, like, yep, perfect. But you shouldn't have been in right here because your CCI wasn't even ready yet. Unless you, once you start, like for me, I would get in somewhere in here because I understand levels more, you know, and I can understand, I can anticipate what's about to happen, blah, 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 because I've spent a lot of time with this strategy. But for you as a new trader, you want to wait for your setup to happen. You want to wait for the CCI. Okay. You want to wait till it gets really close. Okay. So anyway, I'm giving y'all still the overview of it, and we'll start breaking it down more as we continue to learn more. So anyway, let's see. Now I'm gonna erase this stuff. Forgot even how I got these levels. Oh yeah, I was trying to see. All right, now let's just see. Get this out the way. Oh, if I can. Confirm. Let's get this just so we can see more. Jeez. Okay. And I just press erase to get those off. So let's see if we actually get there. If not, if we don't get there, I'm still protected. I still made 770 some dollars off of $100. But if we do, I'll make 13, almost 1400. Let's see. Okay, we did. And look how it's protected, even when price came back down and then it hit my take profit. And this can be done once you get in the trade, you're in the trade. You don't have to do anything. You go to work. And you already have your take profit, and maybe you come in, you manually you look at your trade and you can set alerts, be like, I can't look at it right now, but I can't do nothing about this trade. I know where I'm taking it to. Just alert me if it comes, if it start coming back down, alert me, or whatever it is that you can just set an alert so that you don't have to look at it all the time. So I don't want y'all to get confused that you think because you're so busy you can only scalp. Scalping is great. I love it. But at the same time, swing trading is also a very lucrative thing. Very lucrative. And it's something to be looked into, which is why I do both. I like waking up and seeing money after a trade that I done played 3 days ago and I ain't touched it. I just been living my life and my money just made money and I didn't have to do nothing. Okay. So don't sleep on swing trading. That might be the move. The little money. So here's the other thing with scalping. You need more money to make a lot of money. With swing trading, you need little money to make a lot of money, but it just takes longer. That's kind of how it goes. And it's a little bit, I'm not even gonna say it's more riskier, but you just need probably like a bigger stop loss because the candles are bigger. Okay. So anyway, that's the strategy on the 4 hour. So now let's go down to the smaller time frames. Now let's take this down to a 1 hour. Let's just see. You'll likely see the same thing happening on the smaller time frames. Okay. So I'm gonna get it off the replay. Now I'm not even gonna, because what time is it? I know we started a little late. Let me see if I got anything else. Because I'm gonna have y'all checking this out on your own. Okay. All right, well, let's just check it out on different time frames. Okay, because like I said, the time frames are going to determine how this works out for you, okay, or how long it takes for it to work out. So let me erase this, keep it clean, and then also drop these because if you can see, let me go back to the 4. If you can see, even without those other things, you still can see the play, which is really just still your CCI. But without those things, though, also I'm noticing something too. Without those things are more like they're easier for people who don't know levels. As you can see, when this is happening, you're at the perfect level. But with the CCI, if you don't have your levels correct, you wouldn't really be knowing exactly which is the best spot to do what you're trying to do. So I would say you guys can experiment with this. This was my first thing that I ever learned. So I want y'all to do this. So write this down, and while y'all chart is up, let's do that. Um, put these on your chart. Go to indicator and then add in um what is it? So you want to put these in the right order though, because if you got them backwards, it ain't going to work. So you want to get PPO, literally go in here and type in, look at me when I type this in, literally the letters PPO. And it's the percentage price oscillator. And you want to star that, put a star next to it. So that should be there. And then you want to type in ADX, which is the average directional index. And you want to star that. Okay. Bam. So you can leave that on your chart. These are just, extra confirmations for very beginners. As you will not need this like for a long time. You will not. You definitely will not. So then, because when we get to a point where then I'm showing you to bring in your trend line, that's gonna also change things. So now when we start to do stuff like this, you can see when the PPO and all of these things are happening, right? Right here. All the things are happening. Let's see right here. All these things are happening. It is aligned, right? Everything is aligned. So if you did not have these, you can still do this whole thing, and you want to make sure I will say this is the breakout, Rashad. For me, this is the breakout because this is still the downtrend. This is the downtrend. Kia, can you show again how to add them? Okay, right here. Indicator, go to indicator. And go to PPO. Well, what's first? Yeah, PPO. Type in PPO. Literally PPO. And let me know if it's not popping up, but it should be percentage price oscillator. If it's not, I can just type these, put this in. Oh, guess not. PPO. Okay. PPO and then ADX. Kia, put it in chat. Did it work? Did you got it? Do anybody have any questions so far about what I'm saying? And I'm starving, hungry. Is this making sense? So far, you guys put it in chat. I'm not gonna move on if I don't know that y'all are good. Yes, okay. Perfect, perfect. Um, so Rashad said yes. Anybody else? Who else? How many people on here? Six of y'all on here. But only got Rashad saying yes. Hi, Faith. You made it.
Hi,
I didn't even know you were here.
I
Um,
am.
did you just get here?
Yeah, like 10 minutes ago.
Okay. You can't miss this sauce, Faith.
I
Can't be
know, I'm
missing
so sorry.
it. Okay, let's see. So Eve said, yep, yep, yep. Okay. So now the other little piece of this is when you start to add that trend line in. So then I consider that the breakout. I consider that the breakout. It's breaking out of this downtrend. And then now, as you guys can see, you will be entering. But if you did get in down here, you will be, okay, this is not the thing. It's right here. All I know is when I used to trade, because this is not just perfect. You have to understand levels. The trend line helps you more with the level. So you wouldn't even be in no drawdown. But if you did this one and just did what I said, this will be good too. But sometimes it can be like, what if you like, oh, it's right here. You kind of mess up your entry a little bit because sometimes entries aren't perfect, right? But that trend line helps you like not mess up your entry. It's something about that trend line really helps because I used to do this a lot as a beginner too. Like, yes, I'd be in on the right thing, but then I would get scared because I didn't know how to, yeah, I already know how to do levels. But then price will come down before it goes back up, and I would think that I was wrong and probably get afraid, and want to close the trade when really, no, baby, you about to make a lot of money. Just hold it. But that trend line gives you more confirmation. So until it crosses that trend line, you can be like, I see my play, I see it, I see it coming, but I needed to cross that trend line. That's when I know that we are out of that downtrend. That gives you another level of confirmation. Okay. And that takes you just up a notch. It's just an added thing that you're like, I know that we are done in a downtrend. Um, Hold on. So Kia, you said ADX was average directional line, right? It was average directional index. Here it is, right here. Average directional index. Index. ADX. Okay. So, all right. So now let's look at this on a 1 hour. Look at this on the 1 hour. Okay, we got it right here. You see it right here? Like I told y'all, it's on every time frame. You can take this all the way down to the 15 second, to the 1 minute. Okay. So we got it right here. This is the 1 hour chart. Now you see you can trade. So for those who don't know, with the trend line, you can wait for a trend line to break, or you can use the trend line as a wall that you can trade up to the trend line, and then you exit the trade because you expect the trend line to be the wall, pretty much. Okay. That's how you can do that. So as you can see with this one, it traded up. We got everything. We got the squeeze. We got the ADX. I mean, no, the squeeze, and we got the CCI. All the things are happening, right? All together. You like, bam, entering this trade. And this was at nighttime. This is This is at 7 o'clock. I like that time of day too to trade. But anyway, so you're like, bam, I'm entering this trade. Now you trade it up to the trend line. Now let's see how much money that would be from. So this, keep in mind, each candle is an hour. So this is your entry would be here. You got the thing happening. Let's just say your entry's here. Yeah, let's say it's here. What time of day is this? 8 o'clock up to, let's say here, 6 a.m. So this is overnight. This is an overnight play. And how do you know your exit? Probably like, okay, we see our entry. Because I'm looking at this, it's clear. Where my exit be? Does anybody want to guess? Other than the trend line, how would I know where I am supposed to exit this play? Hold on. Rashad said, you always wait for the candle closure, right? You're talking about candle closure for what? Be more specific about that. Be more specific about that. What was I about to say? Okay, here. So look, you guys, what does anybody want to tell me, looking at this and the little stuff that you do know about levels, why would this be stopping right here? And anytime we want to know something, guess what? And ever we want to know where a trade is trying to go, because the stock market is not random. It is not random. All we need to do to find the next level that price can be going to or pulling back to, whatever, is the key rule. It's called look to the left. What Beyonce say, to the left, to the left. It's called look to the left. And when you look to the left is where you're going to get all your past information. So people like, but how do you know what? Because I can see. If I look to my left, it's going to show me where price has been, and then where price has been tells me where price is trying to go, because all of this stock market stuff do is repeat the same levels over and over and over again. And imagine if it got to a level where, say for instance, now we up here and nothing's up here, it's going to create some, it's going to do some more stuff. And then only thing we can really do, because we don't, there's been times where I was trading, or I was a trader during times where we have reached the all-time high. You can't really do nothing with that. Only thing you can do is just allow price. You can risk it and stay in and just ride it, but you don't know where it's going to come down to, because there's no past information, because we are at the all-time high. It has never been here before. So it has nothing to look to the left to. So only thing you do in those situations is you have to wait for it to pull back, to create some data, to create some history. So then once it pulls back and then it starts to go back up, now you can have some data that you know where the next level is. So always look to the left to find out where you are trying to take your trade to. So now, hold on. So now back to my question. Let's look at this one thing, and can you just guess? Just try to guess. And no answer is wrong. Please, somebody try to guess. If I already just said to find out where price can be going, what is the one thing you do? If you have no idea, if we got no levels here, what do we need to do? Look to the what? Put it in the chat, somebody. Look to the left. Thank you, Faith. So looking to the left, can you guys see why price would have stopped right here? After we got the push up with the trend, right? We got these two things. Okay, boom. Yep, I'm in this trade. Now you're like, okay, now where's my exit at though? I know that I'm supposed to be in here because I got all three things happening, but when do I get out? So in order to do that, what are we gonna do? Look to our what? Left. And if I look to my left, what do I see here? At all these red candles, what do I see? Let me make this bigger. If anybody can, maybe I'll have a hard time seeing. If I look to my left, what can I see? In this whole downtrend right here, ooh, my mouse is going slow. This whole downtrend right here, all these red candles, I see what? Right here, some green candles. What does that tell me? That is a level. Because when price came to this area, it tried to push up. It ain't fall down like it did the rest of these. It got to right here and tried to push up. Now you can see, look how it's matching that area. Oh, this mouse is acting. There we go. It's matching that area. Boom. So that's how you find your level. Where, okay, I know my entry, but where am I going? You going where it came from. It's really that simple. That's what's crazy about trading. It's like you just got to simplify it. Simplify it, and the way that trading moves, if you it's like we can see where it's going, but the part that freaks people out, and this is what you will see, the part that freaks people out is, remember what I was teaching you about those candlesticks. Look how, with the open and the close, it opened down here, and then it pushed all the way up here just to come back and close down here. So people get freaked out because we are used to linear in our everyday life. When we think about going up some stairs, we are thinking one thing after one foot after the next. Like you're supposed to go up like elevator or stairs, right? But with trading, it's not like that. One, because they know they play off of our psychology, which is the reason why trading is not only on the charts, it's actually about your nervous system and your psychology. And it's also about trust. Trusting, and we got a term to say, trust what you know, or you know what you got to trust it. So imagine if you got in this trade, you knew you were supposed to be in that trade because look, we got the pinch happening, the squeeze thing happening, and you knew you were supposed to be in this trade. You get in this trade, it pushes up and then it comes down, and you could be scared, like, oh my God, no, I must be wrong. No, you're not. And now it pushes up and does all of that stuff. But you probably get, not you, but a person, because that has happened to me in the past, like you be thinking you wrong because it plays off of our emotions and our psychology. But the more you learn about this, you'll understand, like, oh, I'm not tripping. I know this is just how it go. Because they are trying to really scare you out. But you just got to trust what you know. Like, I know what I know. I just got to hold it and trust it. Because look, even as you can see here, it will come up to right here and then pull back down just for it to keep going back up and up. It's almost like it's some type of fear tactic. They play off of our fear and greed. And once you understand that, you'll understand trading more. But anyway, that's next level. But I just want y'all to understand that when you get in these plays, you just gotta trust, be like, I trust it. I just have to accept the risk. I accept that, yes, everybody accept, yes, I could lose, but for the most part, if I just hang in there and don't get out, based off of this strategy, which is why people have a strategy, based off of this strategy, the odds are in my favor that I will win. And that's the whole thing about this training and my strategy. I win so much because the odds are in my favor. Because I'm doing something that the odds are in my favor. On a consistent basis, I'm doing the same thing. And this strategy that I'm showing y'all, I'm telling you, I don't trade anything but this strategy. I might trade some price action, but for the most part, the price action is still in connection to this strategy. I'm only doing this. So just stick to this. And then as you stick to it, you'll start to trust it more. Like, oh, even when it pulls back, I'm not tripping. I know what I know. I'm trusting it. I've seen it too many times. it's gonna work, you know, like, so that's the part about psychology. Okay, anyway, it's 7:45. All right, so price stopped here. It went up. Basically, the other part about this is with the trend line, you can trade up to the trend line too, because now that's another level. The trend line is like a wall, another wall. Okay, so now with this strategy, what you want to do with this strategy, this is really the key to it. If you really want to like execute it correctly, and I do have a checklist too, and I'll give y'all the checklist. You can't really see it because I got this thing. But anyway, there's a checklist and it's in the course, but basically the checklist is like 5 things on it. But basically you want to make sure you're at a level, but yada yada. So what you want to do here is when you're doing this strategy, I think this is what Rashad probably was talking about. You always wait for the candle closure, right? Breakout from trend line. Yep. You want to get a green candle on this side of the trend line. You want a green candle to close on this side of the trend line. Whatever, it depends on whatever time frame you are trading. Imagine if I'm trading this on the 1 hour. If I'm trading this on the 1 hour and I'm expecting to trade this whole thing on the 1 hour, you want to wait till you get a green candle to close on the other side of your trend line, right? And then after that, what you are looking for is, I always look for a red candle. Like when I'm trading this, I'm like, I'm not getting in like after the trend line break. I need to see a red candle. After that trend line break, I want to see a green close and I want to see a red candle. Okay. So that's important though. That's important. But that red candle for me, it shows the retest. So we're really looking for a retest here. That's really what you're looking for. Okay. And once you start to get more better at this strategy, also you'll see that everyone does not look the same, right? But you want to find the retest in some form. So sometimes, and I don't want to start talking too ahead, so I want to keep it basic. Let's keep it basic before I start telling you all the details and then it'd be too much over y'all head. So with this trend line, and I'm not even gonna ask, and this is really just a showing you. I do not expect you to remember all of this. This is not where you remember all of this. So do not freak out. This is not where you remember all of this. Only thing that your job is to remember is these. Do these. Put the what is this? The PPO and the ADX and the CCI. I want y'all for the homework. This is going to be the homework to back test and see about these, okay? Back test these 3 things and find the time frame. Let's just start it on, we're gonna do it, let's just say back test the 4 hour and the 1 hour. Let's do that. Okay. And then we'll start to break it down to the lower time frames, because the lower time frames are going to be, it's going to have more variables in it, because we all know higher time frame is just more trustworthy. It is. The lower the time frame you get to, the more like chaos happens. So I want to start by, let's back test the higher time frames, okay? And then we'll start to scale down to the lower time frames, because the lower time frames, like I said, it has more variables that will need to be in place to make sure that you are executing this to perfection, okay? But for the most part, let's start at the higher time frames, and then each week we'll just start to drop it down more. And I guess you can if you wanted to with the lower time frames, but for the most part, just start at the 4 and the 1, and just go back as far as you can. Go back as far as your trading view will let you back test. So let me explain to you guys how to back test. Back testing is the replay. So all back testing is when you go back and you test your strategy. Okay, you test your strategy so that you feel confident when you actually do trade it. So back testing is doing replays. And then once you start to back test your strategy, Then you move towards, as a new trader, you move towards forward testing. And forward testing is basically like when you are trading it to see if it works. You're trading it. You can forward test with paper trade. I would suggest paper trading forward testing. And then there's going to come a time where you still kind of like, even when you start trading with your own money, it still is kind of like a test because it's going to be some type of shift that happens between paper trading and your real money. And I can't really, I guess it's the emotion that comes with it. When you trade your own money, you're going to feel more connected to it and you're going to want it to work more. Okay. So for now, though, these are the key things. The CCI or the ADX and the PPO and the CCI. And then after we do that, really, like I said, if you drop these down, if I remove those, and if I just only do the CCI right there, let's find another spot where I only do the CCI. Let's just say now we are here. And I put another trend line on there. Let's say, so this trend line would go from here to here because this is something different. We can, and after your trend line, like say for instance, this happens, whatever, then you just erase your trend line. Like, oh, that's null and void. It doesn't even work anymore. Like you just erase them. So now this trend line goes for this one. Okay. Now you see the breakout. You see now this is the breakout of the trend line, right? Now with this, something like this, you see there's no red here, right? There's no red here, but doesn't mean you shouldn't be in this trade, right? You got to see the momentum and the volume. Really, what we're doing here, and I just feel like I'm going too far deep in it. Y'all are not everybody is not ready for everything I'm about to say. So for the most part, let me bring it back because I got a tendency to take it too far for beginners, and I don't want to do that. So let's leave it there. And I'm gonna leave it as back testing on the 4 hour and the 1 hour using the strategy that I just showed you guys. Okay. Let's just leave it there. And what I want you guys to do is basically write down how many times when you saw all of those three things happening, how many times did it work and how many times did it result in a losing trade? Okay. I want you to do that. You can write that down. So you can either write it down or you can do the replay like something like this and actually trade it. And when you do that, all you got to do to trade it, wait for the whole thing to happen. And once you're ready, like, okay, this is where I would enter at. You want to press buy. Ooh, hold on. You want to, where's my thing? You want to press buy. Okay. And then you want to put your units. And remember, we are only going to be on micros. Okay. So for now, for this purpose sake, because I've been trading, teaching you guys on MNQ, use MNQ, write this down, MNQ, and it should look like this, your ticker symbol. You can put it on there now. You can either do MNQ or MES. Those are the two simplest ones. And I trade MES. I used to trade MNQ. So either one of those will work, but it should look like this with a American flag on it. Okay. Eve, the 4 hour time frame for swinging, right? Yeah. Look, Eve, like now I got her want to be a swing trader. You want to be a swing trader now, Eve? She like, yep. Yeah, the 4 hour for swinging. Yep. Yep. Do the strategy on the 4 hour. The 1 hour is good for intraday, for longer plays, like, if you want to be working, whatever. But yeah, 4 hour for swinging. However, with it's just a lot with trading, it's just a lot to learn, but I can simplify it by basically showing y'all that strategy. But like not only the 4 hour for swinging, so the 4 hour, just because it's a 4 hour candle does not mean that it will take 4 hours for it to hit a level. I've seen a 4 hour candle hit levels in 2 minutes. It can go from way down here. Like if I show y'all that one, this one candle, I had never seen no candle like that. And I was in the trade of this candle. It was the biggest candle. It probably was the biggest candle in history. I don't know. It was the biggest one in history. That candle was literally, this one candle was probably, it went from here to here in one straight shot. I never seen nothing like that. I was in shock when I seen it. And it happened like that. Like that. So just because it's on a 4 hour does not mean it's going to take 4 hours to reach your level. But because it's on the 4 hour, it and you are basically what you're doing by doing this, you're measuring based off the 4 hours. So your measures are going to be bigger. That's what that means. So it doesn't always mean that it will take 4 hours for it to happen. But a lot of times, if you are, it is going to take a lot longer than 5 minutes for 1,000% sure about that. Okay. So yeah. You can also do this on the daily, but it won't show up as often on the daily. But it still shows up, right? So if you can see here, you see how it doesn't look like a lot. This doesn't look like a lot, but this is a lot. This is a lot though. It don't look like a lot because it's on a higher time frame. And these don't occur very often. So this was way in January. And each one of these candles is a day. So this was January 21st, and this one ended January 28th. So this would be a week-long trade. You'll be in a trade for a week. Okay. Some prop firms don't allow overnight trades. Yeah, we don't trade prop. We don't trade props. Everybody who trade live with me, we trade our real life cash. I think it might be one person who trade prop. But we don't trade prop. We trade our own money because prop firms keep you trapped. Not gonna lie. You didn't spend all your money on them props, ain't made $1 yet. Versus with us, we are trading live in real time. Yvonne was trading live with us, and it's her first time probably. And it was her first day. She's like, I didn't actually think I was gonna make money. Yeah, she made money. She made like what you made? $78 off of one micro. She used $50 and ended up making like 78 on her first time in with us. She's like, I didn't actually think I was gonna make money. Yes, we make money in real life. We can't you can't get trapped in the prop firm stuff. They will trap you. I'm telling you this right now. Um, so it's wonderful. Which broker? We trade with Trade of Eight, yep. And all I tell my students who come and trade live with us, like I have them bare minimum, like fund your account like $250 and trade with $50 of that. And we can get some money, right? So yeah, we don't want to get you trapped in prop, but also you can still trade props. We do have people who trade props, not a lot, only one person. They are funded already. But yeah, when I do those overnight plays, yeah, I'm not trading prop firm at all. Nope. I just feel like with the props also, you just gotta work so hard for a payout. You gotta make $3,000 before you can ever make $1. When in my mind, you can use that same $100. By the time I make that 3,000, I could have made the 3,000 on my own account. Like, but what it really is you need to be a good trader. You have to be able to be a good trader in order to really do what you're trying to do. Okay, that's what I need. Yep, you need to come trade live with us then, Faith, because those props keep you stuck, and that's how they got millions and millions of dollars. Millions. Because y'all heard the statistics. Maybe only 7% ever get a payout. Maybe only about 15% ever pass. And of those 15%, only like 7% get an actual payout. So what I say is we're gonna let the market be our prop firm. I got a whole plan, and I told some of my students this is our plan. We're going to start with $100. You can start your account, fund it 250, but we're gonna basically we're gonna flip our own account, make the market be our prop firm. We got a whole strategy with it, especially me. I just started a new account, and yeah, I'm testing out this new way of what is it called? Um Shoots, the word. It's slipping my mind. But yeah, we on track though. Um, okay. All right, y'all. It's 8 o'clock. I know we started late. I feel like I gave y'all a lot of information. I do not want to just overload you guys. Um, are there any questions about what I was saying so far? Anything about what I'm saying? Put any questions in there. Nope. If there's no questions, put a no. Okay. Leave current replay. Oh, speaking, Rashad, you didn't come to the live. Were you on the live today? I didn't see you in there today. I'll text you. No questions. When do you trade live? We trade live on Mondays. We traded live today. We trade live every Monday. And pretty much yep. Because I only got time to trade once a week, but every week. So far, we've been doing it for 5 weeks. We got 100% win rate so far. Great. What was your question? Oh, my question to you is, were you on the live today? I didn't see you in there. Okay. But yeah, Faith, let me know if you want to trade live with us.
Yeah, this morning I
Cool.
was live, but I was about 10 minutes late, so I didn't really do much.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. So, yeah, don't trip. It's plenty to come. Plenty to come, plenty to come. And then today was an interesting day. We had a lot of glitches though with the I feel like I don't know, is it Mercury retrograde or something? Because everywhere I go, people been complaining about the technology. The technology like with like glitches in software and stuff. But okay, hold on. Is this video recorded? Yep. I hope it is. It's supposed to be. Yeah, it is. It is. All right, you guys. So, how y'all feel about this? Put in the chat. What's the emotion you feel now that you see that this is an actual strategy that now you kind of understand what's the possibility for you? Put it in chat. I want to see like how y'all feeling. And if anybody who want to say something, you can actually talk also. Okay, Faith, you want to join the live trade? Okay, Faith, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. And then you can go and grab it. But yeah, hold on, let me get back here. Put it in the chat or hold up. I'm gonna stop sharing. Stop share while I grab this. But yeah, I want to know how y'all feeling, because if I was you, I would feel excited. I would be feeling very excited about this opportunity. Where can I find the recorded videos? I gotta upload them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upload it and then I'm gonna put it inside of the training. So which training am I gonna put it in? Which training do you got, Yvonne? I gotta figure out. I'm gonna put in the strategy training. And also in that training, the one that I'm gonna put it in, it's gonna say like group 2, okay? Because I have the last group, I got all of their replays in there too. So maybe I don't know, I gotta decide if I'm gonna put it in a different spot. or in just like a different area of that same thing. But all of their replays are there too. So if you really, really want to go crazy and get every piece of all the knowledge that I got, that all the stuff that I gave them, because they had a whole lot of more intricate stuff too. But yeah, if you really want it, you can go and watch that too. But yeah, so what did she say? Hold on, real quick, you guys. Is there anybody here that want to talk and say how they feel about it instead of me just only reading? Anybody here that feels like they're bold enough to say something that
Hey, I have a can you I want to say ask a question and say something. Can you
okay.
double check my in the course because I don't see the
I don't
strategy in the course
Yeah,
because
I
I don't
don't
think
think,
it's in
yep.
mine.
I didn't even give it to you yet, girl. I'm sorry. I was
Okay,
like,
I just wanted to double check because I was looking at the videos. I was like, no, I don't see it. So I was like, okay, let me bring it to
okay,
your attention.
no, I'm
Thank
out there.
you.
Okay, I will definitely, I just gotta press a button and give you access to it. You'll have it tonight, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. But Eve, how you feel about learning? Like, since you're on here, how you feeling, girl?
I'm excited. I'm excited. When you were showing example, the swing, I'm more
Hmm.
excited about the swing. I was like, oh, just 12 hours? That's not bad. So I'm excited. Very
Yeah,
excited.
good, good, good. Okay.
So
Hold on, let
it's
me put
only up from here.
right. It's only I said, I know, I already know you super dedicated. You've been on it. So I said
Yes,
she about to
ma'am.
make a killer. Okay. So hold on. I need to put this somewhere that I can see it and remember to give you access. And I gotta give Leo. Is Leo in here? He is not in here. I don't think. Okay, hold on. All right. I'm gonna drop this the live trade for you, Faith, in here. All right, so now let me read this thing. Okay, Kia said, I'm excited and nervous. LOL. I think I'll feel better after rewatching everything and practicing. Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to start right away. Definitely not starting right away. Like I said, when I first learned this, I practiced on paper trading for 2 whole months. And it was every day for 2 months doing this strategy just so I could see it. And then I was like, okay, I'm consistently winning. All right, time to put my money in. And that's when I started making money. Okay. So, yeah. But trading is a journey, though. It's a journey. But y'all, like I was telling my last group of people, like, y'all don't even understand how far ahead of the game you are by working with somebody like me and learning this strategy. First of all, I was blessed enough to even learn this strategy early on in my trading career. I was super extremely blessed, right? But y'all are even more blessed because now y'all know what it also took me 4 years to figure out. Y'all know, y'all basically will be closer to where I am way faster because I'm teaching you everything that I know. And when I first got started, I only knew what the first thing what I was showing y'all right here. I didn't know anything about drawing zones. I didn't know nothing. I didn't even know the whole candlestick thing. I didn't know how to draw a level. I could not read this chart. I was probably trading for like 6 or 7 months before I finally even started looking to try to figure out how to read a chart. You're welcome, Faith. But anyway, y'all, okay. It's 8:09. Homework is to back test on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. And just see and keep a little journal. How many times did this work? Okay. And how many times didn't it work? So this is just important for us to get a win rate here. Okay. So do that and then always continue, I would say, In the meantime, if you want more stuff, you can rewatch these videos. You can do whatever, but just back test for now. Back test the 4 hour and the 1 hour. And if you need to practice drawing your zones, that is the homework. Okay. Other than that, oh, last announcement. I think, what do you guys think about? No, I think we can keep it on Monday then. I think we can keep it here. What do y'all feel about Mondays? Is that okay for y'all to continue to show up here on Mondays? Or I have another option. I think, let's see, I think it was a Wednesday. Would y'all prefer meeting here on a Wednesday evening or keep it on Monday evening? Put it in the chat your preference. If Monday is still cool with you, we can keep it here. Okay. She said I'm okay with Mondays. Either one works for me. Kia said okay. I'm trying to think it. So next week, Monday though, we got to do it on Wednesday next week for sure though, because I'm going out of town and I don't get back home to Monday night. So we're gonna have to do Wednesday next week for sure. Okay. They said trying to be free on Mondays. What about, so are you free on Mondays, Faith? But for sure, y'all, though, next week we we can meet on Wednesday at 6 p.m. because I'm gonna be out of town. All right. Okay. All right. Well, that's it, you guys. It for tonight. I hope that was plenty enough. So y'all have a good rest of y'all night, and I'll see y'all next week. And then I'm gonna upload it, and I should be sending out a replay link and all of that stuff. I just gotta do it because that stuff do take me a long time to actually do it. It's a lot more work than you think. Okay. So, all right, you guys. Monday is better for me now. Okay, but next Monday, Faith, we're gonna be on Wednesday. Okay. Wednesday. Good night. Good night, Kia. Okay. So Faith, did you get the link for the thing? So you got it now, and just let me know when you're ready. The sooner the better, because every week we get to it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's Mondays normally I am on it's my off day, but sometimes I pick shifts, so I'm trying to keep it open for
yeah.
for this. Yeah,
Okay.
Wednesdays I
Okay.
can't because that's the start of my working day,
Well,
working
Wednesday.
week. I start on Wednesdays, yeah, but
Okay. Okay.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I can try as much as I can to be here. But Mondays, I'll try. I'll keep it open. I'll keep Monday
Okay.
open for this. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. That's good.
Yeah.
So, but as of this week, though, I
Yeah.
won't be here. So it's going to be on a Wednesday. So you're going to have to
It's
either
okay.
watch the replay. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. Did you have a question, Kia? Or could you still hear before I hang up?
No, I didn't have a question. I was just writing down in my
Okay.
notes.
Okay. And then Faith, when were you thinking about it? Like in the future with the Trade Live, or um when are you thinking? What were you thinking?
About the trading live with you,
Yeah.
I want to open an account where I can even put like that 200
That's
because
all
I've
you
been
need.
doing prop farms and I've always failed them and it's costing me a lot. You
Exactly.
know,
We're
I
done.
have, yeah.
Exactly. You're done with that. Do you need help? Do you have a broker yet? Do you got Tradeovate?
I have Tradovet, but it was a prop farm. I have Top Step, but they are all prop farms.
Right.
I didn't even know Tradovet you can have like your own live account. I mean funded account. What do you call it?
Yeah.
Personal account.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
So when you sign up to trade live with and Kia, oh, she's gone. But when you sign up to trade live with us, what we do is get you set up with TradeAway. Okay? We
Yeah,
do we
that's what
walk
we're
you through
gonna
every,
do.
huh?
That's what we will do.